Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kojobaka. And looking at our stories, government has been urged to pursue local production, reform the energy sector and protect the poor and vulnerable to propel economic growth. This is the advice coming from economist Dr. Edu Owusu-Sarkodie. His caution comes on the back of the International Monetary Fund's projected growth rate of 4% for the country by the end of this year. Now, speaking to Joy Business, Dr. Owusu-Sarkodie stated that government must be deliberate and strategic in transforming the economy to achieve its growth target.
I am happy about the social protection. I think the IMF has commended the government of Ghana, NPP government, they commended them, NDC government, they are still commending them for protecting the poor and the vulnerable in society in the midst of fiscal consolidation, when you are raising taxes, when you are raising tariffs, water tariffs, electricity tariffs, and etc. These will have their consequences on the poor and the vulnerable, so they must be protected. So the investment into the social protection programs like livelihood empowerment against poverty, NHIS, school feeding program, free SHS, all these things are very good to protect the poor and the vulnerable in society. I have indicated that the government also projected 4.0 in the 2025 budget. So if the IMF is projecting 4.0, it's the same. And I also said that maybe what we think of downward revision because the 2024 actual was 6%, and the 2025 projection is 4.0%. And the reason is that, you know, the tight fiscal and tight monetary policies, these are the main reasons for the downward revision from 2024 actual of 6% to 2025 projection of 4.0%. But the 4.0% is just a projection. I think what is really may disturb us is the energy sector. I think we have to try and resolve all those. I've seen a number of reforms that the government expects to achieve or to do in the energy sector. So much that we don't want to experience doomsday, because we know what doomsday did to small enterprises in the year 2015 to 2016. So we have to manage the energy sector and also pursue local production. So three things: still continue to protect the poor and the vulnerable, manage the energy sector, reform the energy sector, and also pursue local production, so that whatever happens in the global environment, we know we are pushing and we are secured with local production.
Banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etuahini is entreating commercial banks to conduct lifestyle audits of bank staff to clamp down on fraud in the banking sector. His suggestion follows reports by the Bank of Ghana that there was a 33% rise in staff involved in fraud in 2024. Speaking to Joy News, Dr. Etuahini called for more punitive measures from the Bank of Ghana and commercial banks to reduce the menace.
In banking, we have laws. We have laws and we have practices.
Right.
And we have international practices. I went to a court. Let me give you a story.
Right.
There was a letters of credit issue with one of the banks and a customer. I was subpoenaed when I was banking college to come and explain what a defer LC, what a site LC, what was a acceptance LC to the court, because the lawyers were just debating. And when I went there and I told the lady, the judge, I made a presentation and explained to him, was yes, this is the people we are looking for,
right,
to come and tell us what is it. There's one thing in banking, it's so unique, but unfortunately in Ghana, we don't see it as a uniqueness in it. And so people will specialize in the general law, and they may not even understand what it means as the banking law is concerned. So I tell you, my brother, I have been it, and I teach it now. I teach it when I left, and I could see that people will sit in a bank and will be buying Uber for people to drive. But when you look at their salary, you can't work out how they are siphoning monies from the system. I mean, as recent as this year, if you remember, a boy at one of the leading banks was having duped 101.2 billion.
Yes.
He was about to travel to Dubai, and at the airport, he was nicked and he has been sentenced to 10 years. If this guy has sneaked away what would have been it, the bank would have lost it.
Even though this same person on social media had displayed lavish lifestyle, even though he was working and just earn a monthly salary.
Exactly.
And nobody took notice of it.
And nobody takes a look at you. But when we came in the bank in the 80s, my manager would always want to find out, Mr. Tuahere, what did you do? Because if I need rent, I have to go and get a loan to pay. But people will start buying, they haven't collected mortgages. Why are they getting the money for? And nobody is looking at them.
Interesting conversation there. Now, Chief Executive Officer of the Venture Capital Trust Fund, Michael Abbey, has reaffirmed the fund's dedication to improving operational efficiency as part of efforts to expand support for small and medium-sized enterprises nationwide. He made the remarks at the Ghana Venture Capital Conference, which also marked the launch of the fund's 20th anniversary impact report.
Looking at establishing the 24-hour economy SME fund, and this is to support businesses that are already in existence but would want to scale up and, of course, increase productivity. And we already having some conversations with the 24-hour economy secretariat of the presidency to see how we bring this to fruition. Of course, we are committed to our existing commitment we have with our fund managers. And so we hope that with these initiatives, particularly on the investment side, and the other initiatives we are doing in terms of the ecosystem development work, we should be able to, in a couple of years' time, help to build Ghana's venture capital and private equity system. Indeed. So 3-4 weeks ago, we had our VCAP, which is our Venture Capital Analyst Program exit ceremony, which graduated about 20 analysts. And it is with the vision of churning out human resource into the venture capital private equity ecosystem to sustain the work in the ecosystem.
Let's now do something on energy, because the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, has commended government for its decision to grant a 12-month extension of the diamond mine lease to Aboso Goldfields Limited. In a release, the energy policy think tank also expressed contentment over government's move to appoint a transition team, but cautioned government to be circumspect on the selection of partners. Here is more.
Reports explain that the action demonstrated by the government will send positive signals to the investor community, aligning with ACEP's call. It, however, charged government to demonstrate transparency during the transition period and ensure the participation of competent agencies and companies. Citing the Minerals Income Investment Fund's lack of operational readiness to manage a mine of the scale, ACEP called on government to ensure that companies with the financial muscle and experience are considered, bearing in mind the capital-intensive nature of mining. It concluded by recommending that government stagger its equity acquisition and strategically share the risk with an experienced investor, as the diamond mine will require over $600 million in additional capital to keep it operational.
Action Aid Ghana, in collaboration with the Center for Research on Multinational Corporations, has launched the Gaslighting Ghana report, which examines how fossil fuel projects backed by foreign investors like the World Bank and other institutions have exacerbated Ghana's debt crisis and compromised the path to sustainable energy. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of the report, Country Director of Action Aid Ghana, John Inko, advocated for reforms in the country's energy sector's governance structure to ensure transparency and accountability in the cost of fossil fuel. More in this report.
Into Action Aid Ghana, findings from the Gaslighting Ghana report reveal interventions by the World Bank Group and other multinational companies have so far been economically disadvantageous to the country owing to poor planning and dubious arrangements, which have contributed to the increasing debt between fossil fuels and power plants assets. Speaking to Joy Business on the sidelines of the launch of the report, Country Director of Action Aid Ghana, John Inko, stressed the need for urgent reforms in the energy sector governance structure to ensure transparency and accountability in the cost of fossil fuels.
The aspect of energy governance needs to be looked at. So, for example, we are looking about how there is transparency in the negotiation of energy contracts. In addition to that, how affordable are these contracts? And even more importantly, how is government looking at the sustainability of these contracts and how the contracts can significantly, consistently, and systematically help in reducing the cost of energy within the sector? This is very, very important as far as the findings are concerned.
He adds that the fossil-based energy sector is heavily indebted because of the system of guarantees that protects foreign capital and offload risks onto Ghana's public finances.
The government herein has to pay about $6 million in terms of loans to the World Bank Group and the African Development Bank. How do we advocate for the World Bank Group and the African Development Bank to reconstruct some of these loans, give government a debt relief, and ensure that part of these loans that we are going to pay will be channeled into renewable energy mechanisms, such as solar, so that we can have clean energy mix that will promote sustainability of affordable energy for the Ghanaian people.
On his part, policy lead climate change and energy transition at ASEP, Charles Jim Fiofori, said government must be deliberate about reviewing the governance structure of the energy sector to thrive.
When you look at it from oil and gas, power, even down to issues around renewables and clean energy integration, it still comes back to one thing: governance of the sector. And that is why, you know, no matter what recommendations you make, it still comes back to the point that you need to improve upon the governance of the sector, improve upon your regulatory environment, make sure that you are firm as a regulator, make sure that you keep your entities in check, whether it's generation, whether it's distribution, whether it's transmission, you keep them in check, and you ensure this public, protection that we need to do for the power sector and then the extractive sector, in general to thrive. Yeah.
The event brought together civil society organizations, policymakers, private sector players, and international stakeholders to reflect on the findings and mobilize collective action.
The Center for Extractives and Development Africa, CEDA, has launched a 22-month research initiative aimed at exploring Ghana's transition pathways to electronic 2- and 3-wheelers, now commonly known as Okada and tricycles. Now, speaking at the launch, Executive Director of CEDA, Samuel Bekui, emphasized the need for effective regulation of the sector to attract the necessary investment. More in this report.
Speaking at the launch, Executive Director of CEDA, Samuel Bekui, highlighted the strategic role of Ghana's transportation sector in advancing the country's decarbonization goals and its economic potential.
The key issue is that for you to put or incentivize people to go into that particular sector, you're supposed to put down or put the basis in terms of infrastructure. What infrastructure are we developing for this? All these are some of the things that we want to look into. So our work will focus on regulatory analysis. We will look at economic viability for those who want to come and invest. We will also look at the climate impact assessment, including some life cycle assessment for owning an electric motorbike versus a petrol-based motorbike, and how long it pays back and the efficiency of it. And then we also look at gender disaggregation in terms of north-south divide, the use, and why sometimes women will come to the south, they don't want to ride. We want to understand. And if electric bike becomes one of the areas we adopt, we anticipate that we will cut our emissions by a significant margin.
Technical Director to the Minister of State for Climate Change and Sustainability, Cedric Jello, reiterated the government's commitment to formalizing the adoption of electric vehicles.
For those of you who have followed the actions and position of government, you notice that this is one of the key agenda on the plate of government, and even in the promise of the NDC, the regularization of the Okada business is one of the core, agenda that is being pushed. And so I'm very excited that, ensuring that e-vehicles in terms of these 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers are being pushed. And I have no doubt that at the policy level, the Honourable Minister would push this to ensure that subsidies, to ensure giving of grants, to ensure that all the things that are needed to support businesses, to support individuals, and to support even the riders, are being championed.
The project launched in Accra is being implemented by CEDA with technical and financial support from the Climate Compatible Growth Programme and the UK's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office.
A truck driver from Tichiman has claimed the top prize in the northern sector of the Petrosol Emerging Dream 2025 promo held in Wa. Swala Mohammed won the Suzuki Expresso Michael Bozenville, the Chief Executive Officer of Petrosol Platinum Energy Limited, highlighted that the company's investment of over 3 million cedis in the promotion is a tangible expression of Petrosol's appreciation, love, and dedication to its loyal customers. Rafiq Salam reports.
For the past 6 months, Petrosol Platinum Energy Limited has been on with the Petrosol Emerging Dream Promo 2025. The petroleum company says it is a way of saying thank you to its loyal customers. After making stops in the various regions in the northern Gulf of the country, where litany of loyal customers won various prizes, the grand finale of the 2025 promo in the northern sector took place in Wa. Chief Executive Officer of Petrosol Platinum Energy Limited, Michael Bozenville, posited that the 3 million Ghana cedis being used by the company for the promo is a physical demonstrable expression of the company's love, appreciation, and commitment to its loyal customers.
Because as a brand that started, as a small company, over 10 years ago, growing organically, step by step, and not rushing, committing to best practice, making sure we deliver clean fuel, quality lubricants. We commit to our obligations in terms of tax payments. We commit to complying with regulatory, requirements, and above all, subjecting our operations under international scrutiny to receive ISO certification for quality. We thought that our customers have supported us, and so it's important that we give back to them. And so this event, for us in Team Petrosol, it's a refreshing occasion just to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Looking beyond the grand draw, Michael Bozenville noted that the company sees customers as partners, urging them and others who are yet to taste the Petrosol brand to do so to benefit not only from the draws, but experience the quality of service delivered by the company.
You love the fuel, you will love the quality of our lubricants, because these are products that are designed, produced suitable for the Ghanaian and African terrain. And those who have used our lubricants can attest to that. And so we are committed to constant improvement. Petrosol is known for continuous improvement. Year on year, we keep raising the bar, and so that is us. And so once you come to Petrosol, rest assured, your engine, your vehicle engine or equipment will receive the right petroleum products to make your journey energizing.
With guidance and technical support from the National Lotteries Authority, 29 lucky winners were selected in the full glare of the public. Prizes won included fridges, tricycles, motorbikes, television sets, microwaves, mobile phones, and fuel coupons. The day, however, belonged to a 30-man-based truckload driver, Swallow Mohammed, also known as Popular.
And he's going to be very popular after this. He is popular and he's going to be very popular after this.
He won the ultimate prize of the Suzuki Expresso. Swallow Mohammed was not immediately around when the draw took place. His prize of the Suzuki Expresso was handed over to him by the Petrosol Platinum Energy Limited CEO. Also present to witness the occasion was the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Duncan Amwa.
I am obliged to be here to see to it that the Ghanaian consumer for whom the company is going all out to bring some rewards and joy to, indeed rewarded. And from what I have seen here, somebody called Popular has won a car. I wish the car was coming to me, but at least he's also a COPEC member, so I am happy that Petrosol has rewarded a lot of their customers. This is something we want the other oil marketing companies to emulate. It is not just about selling the fuel. Petrosol is selling, of course, the right fuel, the right quantity, but it's also rewarding the people who continue to patronize them. Imagine buying fuel, 100 cedis, going home with a car, 200,000 cedis. It's a lot of benefits that comes to us.
All eyes are now fixed on Tuesday, April 29, at the Sprintex Botswana Petrosol fuel station, where the grand finale of the southern sector will take place. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wah.
Let me now bring you to the Greater Accra region, where Labadi Beach Hotel has signed a partnership agreement with the organizers of the 2025 Technology Innovation or Information Confederation Africa and African Marketing Confederation Conference. Well, this will enable the hotel to host the event, which comes up later this year in August. Here's more.
The conference is expected to be attended by practitioners in the ICT sector and marketers. It will offer detailed explorations into various brand resilience strategies with the knowledge and confidence needed to successfully spearhead the marketing profession across the African continent. George A.C. is the head of sales at Labadi Beach Hotel. He talks about the importance of the conference to managers of the hotel.
It means a lot to us, of course, being the 5-star hotel of the year and also the CMG Hospitality Facility of the Year. And I mean, the opportunity presented for us to host over 500 delegates coming from 5 countries in Africa, it's a privilege, and then also it gives us the opportunity to showcase what we do here at Labadi Beach Hotel in terms of our services in the area of accommodation, catering, conferencing, and all that. So for us, it's really an exciting thing and an exciting moment ahead of us come August 2025.
President of TICON Africa, David Gowo, explained that the program will seamlessly bring together tech experts and marketers to create jobs.
When we go to the boardroom, you realize that most of the time, the marketing people see things from a different perspective. The technology professionals also see things from a different perspective. This conference is basically trying to bring the marketers and the technology professionals together so that we can chart a common path. And we started this conference. This is the 4th edition. Every year we move from member country to member country, and we are excited that Ghana is hosting the conference this year.
Apex Health Insurance has launched its newest product, the Ebusiapa Health Plan, designed to reduce the financial burden of illness on families while maintaining quality healthcare services. The plan is tailored to provide comprehensive health coverage, ensuring that families can access necessary medical care without breaking the bank. More in this report.
The Ebusiapa Health Plan offers a range of benefits, including comprehensive health coverage for individuals and families to access quality healthcare services from a network of accredited providers, financial protection against unexpected medical expenses, and preventive care services to promote overall health and well-being. Speaking to Joy Business on the sidelines of the launch of the product, Chief Executive of Apex Health Insurance, Patricia Yeboah, explains the objective behind the product.
So the Apex Ebusiapa Health Plan has been introduced to reduce the burden of health care financing on individuals and families in Ghana. Also, people living in the diaspora who are seeking for health care for their loved ones can also subscribe it from wherever they are. It has also come to improve access to quality health care and then also contribute to the national agenda of universal health care for every Ghanaian.
Deputy Director of Private Health Insurance Scheme, Dr. Andy Imbra, tells Joy Business the Ebusiapa Health Plan will be a significant step towards achieving universal health coverage and promoting a healthier society.
Private health insurance is not just for the rich and affluent in society. I think that everyone should be able to take up a private health insurance to complement the already existing national health insurance, which has been massive for the country. It has been a game changer. So I think that private health insurance scheme has a major role to play. Yeah.
Apex Health Insurance aims to bridge the gap in healthcare access and affordability, particularly for low-income families.
That's our package. I am Pius Kojo Baka. We have more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend.